GA Real Estate License Law and Oversight in GA FLA, 22 questions with explained answers. Flashcard 1. Term A. Broker members may continue to practice real estate. Definition. Which of the following is false about GREC's members? A. Broker members may continue to practice real estate during their term on the commission. B. Members receive a small per diem amount for days spent on official duty. C. 6 members serve on the commission, 5 brokers and 1 member of the public. D. The governor appoints and the state senate approves GREC members. Flashcard 2. Term C. Issue, deny, suspend, or revoke a real estate license. Definition. GREC has many rights and authorities when it comes to regulating Georgia license law. Which of the following falls within its scope of authority? A. Deny a loan on behalf of a lender. B. Impose fees on the public. C. Issue, deny, suspend, or revoke a real estate license. Prohibit a license holder from performing real estate duties for a client when no compensation is involved. Flashcard 3. Term. Barney is selling his home and wants to handle all of the marketing and paperwork himself. Is he required to have a real estate license? A. No, because it's his own home. B. Not if the buyer is represented by a real estate licensee. C. Yes, if the home is valued at more than $250,000. D. Yes, in all cases. Definition. A. No, because it's his own home. Flashcard 4. Term A. GREC. Definition. To whom does the Georgia's Real Estate Commissioner report? A. GREC, the Governor. C. The Public Service Commissioner. D. The Secretary of State. Flashcard 5. Term C. 3. Definition. Jessica, a Georgia broker, has entered into a written agreement with a non-resident licensee, Janine, in order to serve a few of Janine's clients who are moving from Tennessee to Georgia. According to license law, for how many years must Jessica maintain a copy of their written agreement? A. 4B, 1C, 3D, 2. Flashcard 6. Term A. Immediately. Definition. A licensee must notify GREC of a conviction of a crime. A. Immediately. B. Within 30 days. C. Within 60 days. D. Within 7 days. Flashcard 7. Term D. Give notice and a hearing opportunity to the member. Definition. What must Georgia's governor do in order to remove a commission member from GREC? A. Deliver a citation to the member. B. File a petition in court. C. Formally sanction the member. D. Give notice and a hearing opportunity to the member. Flashcard 8. Term A. Blake, an attorney, who's selling his cousin's home for a fee. Definition. Attorney, who's selling his cousin's home for a fee. B. Flashcard 9. Term B. The Georgia governor. Definition. Who, or which entity, appoints the members of the Georgia Real Estate Commission? A. Georgia Real Estate Association members. B. The Georgia governor. C. The mayors of every city in Georgia, through a voted, the public, by election. Flashcard 10. Term B. A real estate license issued by GREC. Definition. What's required before an individual can perform real estate services for a fee, or for compensation of any kind? A. A master's degree in real estate science. B. A real estate license issued by GREC. Good intentions by a student working toward a real estate license. The successful completion of the required education for real estate licensure. Flashcard 11. Term A. Georgia Real Estate Commission. Definition. In Georgia, what does GREC stand for? A. Georgia Real Estate Commission. B. Georgia Real Estate Council. C. Georgia Realtor Exchange Cooperative. D. Georgia's Real Estate Coalition. Flashcard 12. Term Chloe, a licensee in Alabama who wants to be licensed in Georgia, may do so, provided she meets GREC's requirements. Which of these options best depicts GREC requirements? A. She must pay the applicable fees and be affiliated with Georgia Broker. B. She must provide proof of Alabama licensure, pay applicable fees, affiliate with a Georgia broker, provide a written statement that she'll abide by Georgia rules and regulations, and appoint the commission as a legal agent. C. She must provide proof of licensure and a written statement that she has read and will abide by the license law and Georgia rules and regulations. She doesn't need to pay any fees or affiliate with a Georgia broker. Definition. B. She must provide proof of Alabama licensure, pay applicable fees, affiliate with a Georgia broker, provide a written statement that she'll abide by Georgia rules and regulations, and appoint the commission as a legal agent. Flashcard 13. Term B. It may grant or revoke a firm's license. Definition. Which of these is true regarding the Georgia Real Estate Commission's licensing power? A. It grants licensees but doesn't impose sanctions. B. It may grant or revoke a firm's license. C. It may grant, suspend, or sanction licenses of individuals, but not those of firms. D. It may suspend and revoke licenses, but it doesn't grant license. Flashcard 14. Term A. One who holds a salesperson's license. Definition. Susan is a real estate salesperson in Americus. How does Georgia license law define her status? A. One who holds a salesperson's license. B. One who is an applicant for a salesperson's license. C. One who sells real estate. D. One who works at a brokerage. Flashcard 15. Term. C. Licensure. Definition. A Georgia broker is responsible for verifying the blank of a non-resident licensee when entering into a written agreement with that licensee. A. Brokerage. B. Client lease. C. Licensure. D. Name. Flashcard 16. Term. In Georgia, which of the following actions would most likely result in the Georgia Real Estate Commission denying a license to an applicant? A. The applicant completed all licensing requirements 2 months ahead of schedule. B. The applicant met the pre-licensing requirements and passed the state exam. C. The applicant was convicted of a felony 15 years ago and has been out of prison for 11 years. D. The applicant was convicted of a felony 5 years ago. Definition. D. The applicant was convicted of a felony 5 years ago. Flashcard 17. Term. D. Tennessee. Definition. Provided other requirements are met, a non-resident licensee from which of these states isn't required to hold a Georgia license to practice real estate in Georgia? A. Alaska. B. California. C. New York. D. Tennessee. Flashcard 18. Term. C. The land and all those items that are attached to it, such as improvements on, above, or below the ground. Definition. How does Georgia license law define real estate? A. That which cannot be removed. B. The earth to its center and upward to infinity. C. The land and all those items that are attached to it, such as improvements on, above, or below the ground. D. The structure that sits atop a parcel of land. Flashcard 19. Term. B. Failure to pay renewal fees. Definition. Which of these is not a reason that Georgia governor might remove a commission member from GREC? A. Dishonest conduct. B. Failure to pay renewal fees. C. Inability to perform. D. Negligence. Flashcard 20. Term. A. The commission will revoke the firm's license. Definition. Robert, the qualifying broker of a firm, was convicted of fraud and embezzlement. What will happen to the brokerage as a result? A. The commission will revoke the firm's license. B. The firm must demonstrate that no other broker or salesperson was associated with Robert's crime, and the commission will appoint a new broker. C. The firm will be fined $5,000. D. The firm won't be sanctioned, but must find a new qualifying broker. Flashcard 21. Term. B. No. Trustees selling properties under a deed of trust are exempt from licensure. Definition. June has worked with buyers and sellers for years. When homeowners default on their mortgages, June acts as trustee for the deed of trust. Under the deed of trust, June has the authority to sell the property. Does June have a real estate license? A. If she receives compensation for performing this activity, she must have a real estate license. B. No. Trustees selling properties under a deed of trust are exempt from licensure. C. She only needs a real estate license if she is selling her own property. D. Yes, she is selling property for others. She must have a real estate license. Flashcard 22. Term. D. The authority that regulates license law in Georgia. Definition. A prospective buyer, seller, landlord, or tenant. B. One person in charge of regulating license law in Georgia. C. The authority that created license law. The authority that